So today job is going to be clear this area here that was previously cleared but wasn't gravel, so we're going to put some gravel down here, make a road base here right up the back. As you can see, there's actually some rock here, probably try and take that out, and we just clear pretty much the width of the machine right back, and we put all or whatever we take off this onto this area here where it's supposed to be grass, and we'll go right back up to the top where you can kind of just see where the mark where the cattle have been. So that's today's job. Going to get stuck into that now. Make this nice and cleared, nice and tidy. Hopefully make a good road base for coming in and out with machinery, and even for cows, etc. So that's today's plan. So just started to clear this here now. Just going to try to get some of this back around the edges, get in nice and tight along the hedge here. This nice clean cut edge right along. And I'm just going to put all this, as I said, over on the side here. Pack that all in. It'll all kind of become grass. It's obviously not going to be, there's not much grass here. There's only a small edge, but just put a little bit of this back in here and grow grass. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be never be cut or anything like it. May be chopped, but once it's packed in, it'll be fine. If this has been left, this little area here has been left for a little while sometimes, and it just completely grows grass, so it doesn't really matter. Try and tidy it up. I'm going to end up with some stones and stuff, but just have to get kind of, there's just from what the cows left behind them and stuff there, right down along. So just build an edge here. I plan on building a bit of building a little bit more stone probably here at the gate, probably pulling it back from this area that I'm sitting on, and I'm going to tear it out with the ripper there. I'm going to try anyway. If I can't take it out, I'll just take more rock in, so we'll just attempt anyway and see what happens. Tilt rotation bucket now would be very, very handy for this, because I'll be able to do that edge properly without spending a lot more time than I need to, but get by. Don't want to take too much of this out. That's supporting that hedgerow, so we don't need it all coming down on top of this. We also want to take enough out so that the cattle that walk this area don't just keep walking along it and pulling it down, because if it's high enough they won't walk on it. Don't want them pulling it down on a new pass or roadway. This was done a few years back by myself, the old machine, but we never had any gravel to cover it, so I didn't have the ripper at the time, so I didn't have a lot of things to do. I just cleared it, and the topsoil I could use elsewhere. It is still a lot better than the way it used to be. It was very rough here, trees were overgrown, and so look, some things take time. You can't get everything done maybe in one go. But getting to it now, so hopefully we'll make a good job of this here now. I get some good gravel on this, it'll make a good roadway of it. Stop it turning into muck. It's constantly a muck problem here. Another problem is right behind me is the water lays between the rocks, and obviously of course or you'll have muck, so I can get rid of say, the edge of the rock to allow the water to keep getting away and let it run away, but then it'll always keep this area clean up. As you can see, at the moment you can see that you see cattle or that or cows will always go to walk on the obviously the softest ground on their feet, so they've been walking on the grass side because it hasn't been fenced off, and yeah, so you kind of don't have a transition. You can't even see a transition between both. Well, hopefully after this we'll have a transition between both, so that we can yeah, it's going to walk a bit better hopefully. So that's the area I'm on about with the water sitting on it. There's a rock there sitting right in front of my bucket, and that's obviously causing a lot of problems there. So this is low here. I'm going to see if I get that rock out, I can I'll not be worried about water. Water's going to get out through down that way. That's the most important thing. You need water to get away. The problem is here is it's creating a mess. So I'm just going to keep making my way up the entire way here, same as what you can see, and when I get going at the rock I'll probably do another video of me trying to get some of it out hopefully, and if that works out, and after that it will be spreading some stone. I have to go and load the stone, take it in, tip it out and work out roughly what I need, and then come back down and yeah, lay it out. Hopefully we'll have a roadway. I can get it all done today, but we can get it done in the next couple of days. start raining, but I just started on this here. Actually, there is rock in it, but it's very well broken up. I suppose weathered probably with frost, which is good. Probably originally it wasn't able to be taken out because they didn't have their machines, or etc, etc. But yeah, it's coming very well. You can see the stones falling out there. It's just coming. It's very late, so all I want to do is take the edge out of this to make sure that the water can get away. Pull all this nice stone as well back and use it. It's perfectly good gravel, so more there, hard there, so loosen it all up and I can decorate it to what I want to do with it then. You can see it's just absolutely perfect the way it's coming away. No effort at all. All kind of loosened, and yeah, I'll be happy with that because this will keep that whole area up there dry once I get any of the humps out, so allow it to naturally drain out this direction here, hopefully. There's actually a good, you may not be able to see it in the camera, there's a good incline up there. So I kind of just got that stripped and got that kind of finished before, just as the rain started, so it's good because it's bad enough as it is, it's wet enough, so it's good to be on the rock walk now instead of the clay, because any dirt at the moment is just, it's just soup, it's slop, so don't want any of that. So. Probably would have dug away pretty easy with the bucket, but this here is just so much easier, and so much easier I suppose on everything, even on the machine I suppose, like on the bucket. And you know, you could dig this with a bucket but it'd be wearing your bucket, and this hook is built for tearing rock, so this is really easy enough for it won't even phase it. Down out. Some kind of clay here as well. This section here I may have to kind of take it to one side. We'll not be able to do much with it. No point in building a set of wet clays. See. That type of clay is really highly compacted. Like, so I can see some sort of, like, even maybe a little bit of blue in some of that. It's like really good clay, but it's the problem is that clay is, it won't let water through it, so that's no good to me. So we will have to take that out of the way. Just making sure I'm getting all the rock, if there is rock in the way here. Some underneath it there. Deep. Get that loosened out. A bit further on. Yeah, this is really clay kind of here. It's not really rock. I thought this was rock, but there is some rock in it, I guess. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm going to strip this right back up. There's another hump this here, just nearly where I am now. I don't think I'm going to go much further than that. I don't need to. Once I know that the ground's loose and I can I'd maybe fill it in with, I might even take some better stone down to put in here, and know that the water can get off this area here. I've actually, when I think about it, I have actually some pipe, some drainage pipe I might actually put down in the hole to stop the stone filling up with dirt over time and blocking up. It might help the drainage process continue over the years. Just put it on, you can pass. This is just all heavy clay. I was hoping it wasn't, because you don't have to get this clay out of here. It's just rock there. There's rock here. Yep, pure rock. It's actually pure shale. Just loading out some gravel now to do this, fill in this pass. Load it out and then go down, spread it out, and hopefully we'll have a roadway. Hopefully I won't need much more of it, because I'm just unsure how much it's going to take. I'm hoping I'm close. digging this gravel and rock out for a while now, and it's pretty easy to dig out. Once you catch the rock properly, you'll get it. You'll be able to catch it. So yeah, I'll be busy. I've got a lot more to take out. There's a lot more of what I'm just sitting on right now. So. I think it's odd the way I've loaded this, but I've loaded it because high in the centre, because I'm trying to get a lot of weight on the axle. I'm not trying to put too much weight on the tractor because yeah, it just unbalances the whole thing. The trailer's not really that fit for too much anyway, so this is probably overdoing it a little, but I'll go for one on the other side. Save the journeys. That's it. level out the roadway, and it's getting dark here. I'm going to get a little bit of a start ahead on it. Might get at it tomorrow. It's going well. This is really good material for this kind of job. There's a bit of small stuff in it, a bit of big stuff in it. It compacts really well. Soil there. So it works out really well, yeah. I'll stick at this for a little while, and hopefully I have enough. I think I do. It's fairly shallow there. I'm just going by grade to the level of the actual field at the moment. Because the field at the moment is where I want the grade to be level with. If it's level with it, it will be close enough. So just hoping I'm not short of material up here. I'm only roughly leveling these out because I may have to take some back up with me. Just making it easier to track across. Also a shallow side and a high side, so the way the hill is actually, it's going that way, so I want more material on the left and on the right, so that it kind of levels it up slightly, so that machinery and that can slide on into the field. It's a bit better way of working. Also going to give me the advantage of this. Doesn't look like there's much material here, but once I take the grade down on the right hand side, it's going to even up pretty well. Walking back towards the first load I put in here. I think I took 7 loads in. I'm not sure what that trailer holds, but I suppose it holds probably in and around 6 to 7 ton. I guess. Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit low here, so it looks like I'm going to have to start dragging some back up the hill. Not to worry. See how we go. Put some screenings on this to finish, to give it the desired surface for animals to walk on as well. So that's going to take it up a couple of inches as well. currently sloping now. It's actually coming towards me and going a little bit to the right, I think. But I'm all the time trying to figure out what way water is going to run. So with a road, generally a normal roadway for cars, water runs each side. There's a slight rise in the centre of the road. Some people don't know that, but on all roads generally that's the way it is. It should have a rise to the centre and lowering out to each side, which allows the water to run off fairly fast. And in this case here, there'll be plenty of muck and plenty of rainwater and that come down this. But I'm trying to all the time work out where all that's going to go. Is it going to come on down the whole way? Is it going to just go straight out onto the field, which would be more ideal, because it will self-clean itself all the time. It will just keep running off. But in some cases that's not possible. I'm a little low here, so I'll try to get some more material, because I know it's going to be lower down here anyway, so I don't mind once it comes down off the hill. But on the upper side of the hill here, I want to make sure this stays nice and clean. So if you're grading anywhere, I've learned from a man that since passed and is no longer with us, but he taught me a lot of things while in the short time that I was walking alongside him, about grade and different things. And with digging or excavation work, you always have to be thinking what your next move is going to be. You always have to be thinking ahead. Is if you want to grade a surface, you need to make sure that you know that surface is at the right angle, if the water's going to run, if there's something in the way that the water can't run into. If you're thinking along them lines all the time, the operation side of the machine comes with just practice, but knowing where to put something and where to drain something to, or what direction of grade to put on something, is all got to do with how you think. And it's simple really. You just look at the ground and see, does it look like it's a hill or it's not? If it's not a hill, if it is a hill, is it running the correct direction to allow water to run away, or is it just level? In some cases obviously level suits, but things like this doesn't. And obviously I'm doing this under light, which is not a good idea at all really. It's just I was interested to find out tonight how much material I had and see am I close, so I'm just going to do a rough grade on it. I might be close. I know I've done it in the dark before and it's worked out pretty well, but you do miss a lot in the dark. The only way to do it properly is in daylight. Now, another thing I'm doing here, you might not notice, but I've got a more rougher stone that's out on this side, and as I grade along, the stones kind of separate. So you have light material and heavy material. The heavier material or larger stones, they tend to always, when you're grading, pull up or come away from the rest of the material, and then you can use them to your advantage. So in a place where there might be a low spot, you put your heavy material. You want your nice light material on the top. But also another reason for it is, by pulling the heavier material to one side, if there's water to run this way, it will always run down through the heavy material. If you have light, dense material, the water won't get through it. So by thinking like that, you'll find that the roadway will end up fairly dry, and it'll naturally keep the water away as the water runs through the stone. I have a few bits of heavy material now, and I'll push them over to one side. If I didn't get caught in the fence. So that wasn't ideal. Oh, I'm back here a couple of months later, and this is my stone, which was successful in the rains. So you can see it's actually very clean because it actually has come out through it. The water was running down here, you can kind of see the mark. Obviously there's not enough rain at the minute to have any water flowing, but this is the finish. This is how it turned out, and it looks really good. Happy enough with this. I'm going to get some later blinding now and just cover the center of this, roll it in, because the cows are going to need something to walk on. This is even starting to sprout some grass, even though it was very rough when it was done. It's still kind of rough, but it's pretty much, you can see the transition properly where there was none before. Like, bear in mind, there's actually a good 5 or 6 inches of stone in this in places. I'm still a little bit below it here, but it doesn't matter. It'll help with drainage. So that's the finished product. It looks very, very well now that it got a bit of rain, and the stone actually is very, very good. Very good quality, like for packing, and just as I thought. So a little bit of blinding now in the middle, and that's that job finished.